after you, they love you, they don't know you, but they love you simply because they heard that you love me, so love them, may Allah love them. This deen is about love. But not false love. Actions speak louder than words. I'll finish with this. And there's a lot to talk about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is like an oasis. An oasis of nur, that you go from one, you go to the other, and you're drinking from the ocean of the ma'rifah, and the ocean of the nur, and the ocean of knowledge and ilm from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you're taking pharmacological dosage from the pharmacy of Muhammadun Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Forget about the biochemistry. I'm not saying it's insignificant. I have physicians here, they will be upset. But there is another biochemistry. There is a spiritual biochemistry. There is a spiritual biochemistry. By Allah, there is a spiritual biochemistry that heals all and reverses all kinds of biochemical reaction. You just have to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you just have to submit yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you will see all these things and you will experience them. ذَاقَ حَلَاوَةَ الْإِيمَانِ. You will taste the sweetness of Iman. But are we going to let ourselves, or we think that we will manage better? We think that. There are signs. Let's finish up with signs. Signs for the real love. 3 signs let's talk about today. If you really love Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if you love that mercy to the universe, are you a mercy to the universe? But there are 3 signs. Number 1, كثرة الصلاة عليه صلى الله عليه وآله. How many times do you make salah and salam on him per day? Everyone knows that to themselves. 100? 200? 1,000? How many times? How many times? Actions speak louder than words. You say I love you, but then you don't mention him. You don't think about him. You don't learn his way. You don't emulate him. You don't try to follow his footsteps. Then we're lying to ourselves. That's false love. How many times? Thousands. Thousands? Thousands. How much do you want? How close do you want to be to him is the question. How close do you want to be? If you want to be close, then your numbers are up. And if you really say, I love you with my mouth and the heart is away, then we don't think about him. We always turn the TV and we always turn all these things and everything else, and we make a preparation for all kinds of stuff. How about making a preparation one night to celebrate and commemorate the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in our own homes? In the home. Telling your children about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. How was he playing with the children? How the children, 4 or 5 years old, manifested such love for the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So much that the little girls of Bani Najjar, the little girls of Medina, they would go, while they're playing their own games, they would sing songs praising Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Because you know why? Because as they say in biology, a human being is a product of his environment. Because the environment, every day they hear the name Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They hear Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So even the kids then, when they are 3, 4, 5, 6 years old and they can speak, what comes on their mouth is what they have been fed. They have been fed the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's why their whole life is about the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Don't expect that you're going to feed them everything else and they're going to come to be Ashiqeen of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The poet said this. The poet said, it's okay to share with this. I'll take a few more minutes. He says, La azab Allahu ummi. The poet is praying for his mother, and we all ought to pray for our mothers and our fathers. And not only our biological fathers, our spiritual fathers. Shaykh Muhammad Ma'soom Naqshbandi rahmatullahi alayhi is like a spiritual father for all of us. Many of the awliya and the ulama that passed away, they're our spiritual. They have huquq on me and you. They have huquq. Our parents who passed away, if your parents passed away, may Allah have mercy on them. If they haven't, you have, the Jannah is there between your hands. Go and serve them. But if they passed away, do not neglect them. Because when they were alive, they surely did not neglect you. They were thinking about you, not only thinking with words, with action. They stood up the nights. They took you to the hospital when you were sick. When you were not feeling good, they were not feeling good. When you were hungry, they couldn't even taste food. Food was tasteless when you were sick and not feeling well. They have rights upon you. When they pass away, do not neglect them like that. For this is a bad morality and bad company and bad ethics on your behalf. Because if you do this, you know what comes around goes around. Then your children will also forget about you the minute you pass. If you don't want to think about it from a spiritual point of view, think about it from a selfish point of view. For right now. But we want to take the higher end. May Allah have mercy on our grandfathers and grandmothers. Those who put so much, they mix their blood with the food so we can eat. Metaphorically speaking. They spend their blood so we can be raised. Their efforts day and the night. We should not be, a sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, the way of Rasulullah ﷺ is that we are not ungrateful. Remember what I started saying, if you're good to those who are good to you, then what good are you? Well, those who are among the best to you. So how are you repaying them? ذكره صلى الله عليه وآله. Mentioning him. You hear his name, your heart moves. You hear his seerah, it's like the paradise, an ocean of paradise is opening on you. Illumination is pouring into your heart. No, his name is Shifa, sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam. His name. Say, Ya Muhammad. When you say, Ya Muhammad, and something is in Hadith ibn Umar, you all know. Name Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The malaika will start writing. Number 2, following his sunnah. Not replacing it by our ways. No, my way is better. People don't say my way is better, but they practice it. He knows the haqiqah. And if he knows, you submit to those who know. We're not saying disable your mind. La, Al-Islam does not believe. In Islam, we do not say it's simply a matter of faith. La, it's a matter of faith and it's a matter of fact. The last sign of you loving Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the yearning to go do ziyarah, visit him. That so much that you do not sit still. If there's an opportunity for you to go and do ziyarah, to stand in front of him sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wasallam, to say your salam on him, to be in his hadra sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wasallam. But then when you want to go, I always say that, do not be religious tourists who take mental pictures, even if without a camera. They stay and look at the arch, mashallah, great arch, mashallah, great pillars. If you're going there for the pillars and the arches, yeah, go ahead, take pictures. There are 3 kinds of people. They say there are people that watch things happen and people that make things happen. Don't be among those who watch things. Be among those that make things. But there's a 3rd kind that don't know what happened. They go and they take mental pictures. You're going there to take mental pictures? Or you're going there so you can sharpen your spirituality and abandon yourself. So you can be in that massive spiritual atmosphere, overwhelming Nurani environment that takes you from this materialism to spirituality and illumination and enlightenment. That you stand in front of the beloved sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, knowing that he is pleased with you. He knows who you are. And he returns your salam. And he is pleased with you standing in front of him sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When you say, Assalamu alayka ya Sayyidi ya Rasulallah, he knows, he returns your salam. That he is pleased with you. You have done well. You have been a good person. I am pleased with you. Bring pleasure to the heart of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When we help each other, when we serve his ummah, we bring pleasure to his heart, sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. When you are good and you give, you are giving, you bring pleasure. So let's try to do these things. It's not about talk, and I'll finish my talk here. It's more about action. What are we going to do today different than we've done yesterday? How positive are we going to be in our family, with our friends, with our society, with our community, with our world? And when you do things, random acts of kindness. The hadith في Bukhari, the man gave a dog in the desert that was lost. The man went and gave him some water. Because he went all the way and he struggled to get the water for a thirsty dog, Allah forgave his sins and let him enter Jannah, paradise. Random acts of kindness. That's what Islam wants us to do. And when people ask you, when you're doing these good things to Muslims and non-Muslims, you're always good. When they ask you, why are you doing this? Tell them, because you follow the message of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is what he taught us to be.